What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Down South Off-Road and Outdoor. This episode is not going to be an install or anything like that. We're just going to do a product comparison, and the products that we're going to be comparing today are switch pods, light pod controllers, whatever the hell you want to call it. There are three brands that are out there that are kind of the top of the top, and they're all in different price categories, and so we want to just kind of compare what they do, how they look, and what's the best bet for the money. So those are, I'll tell you when we come back. Stay tuned. So those are the Daddy Mac cream of the crop, most expensive one out there. Everybody knows it, the sPOD. Then we've got the Rough Country MLC-6, and the cheapest one, the Voswitch. So let's check them all out and you decide which one you like best. All right, guys. So with Lagatha, we're trying to do everything on a budget. So she actually has the least expensive switch controller of the group. So I'll show you now. It's covered in pollen, but there you go. It is the Voswitch. So what I'll say about the Voswitch right off the bat is it is the biggest box under the hood. You can see it takes up quite a bit of real estate, but I don't mind because you've got this nice hefty hinge here. So you've got a screw here on the end. You can pull that out, and once you pull that out, you can flip that over. So the internals of this thing are extremely nice. Everything is protected. Everything is easy to get to. You can see your terminals in there. You've got this nice rubber weather stripping here for once your wires go in to try to keep out some water. So I'm very, very happy. Let me see if I can film that a little better with this box. Like I said, no issues so far. Very, very happy. But let me close this all up and take you back to the important part, which is what this thing looks like inside the Jeep. All right, guys, I was trying to find a good angle in the Jeep to get this switch, well, the switch panel. But anyway, so this is the Voswitch inside. And if you ask me, out of everything that you're gonna see today, this thing looks the best. This is not a button, it's actually just touch capacitive like your iPhone screen. And so you can see everything just lights up beautifully. Once it's on, you can see everything clear as day, any time of the night. And if you don't want that red light in your face, you just tap it. So if you look at these buttons, you would think, or these switches, you would think that I bought a bunch of aftermarket switches, but no. This thing came with 12 different rocker switches. So you can pick and choose which ones you wanted to put in here. So I've got control of 8 functions, and they sent 12 switches so that you can mix and match. So by far much better than the other two much more expensive light panels that we're going to talk about today. So I absolutely love this thing. On Amazon, I think it's around $169, and you get extra actual switches in the box, extra wire. It's amazing what you get for the price. So this is the Voswitch that you can find on Amazon. And I have the red version, but they also have blue, I think, and green as well. So you have that option. Let's go check out the next one. All right, guys. So this is the second one in the group that we're doing. This is the Rough Country MLC-6. I think MLC stands for multi-light controller. Yeah, multiple light controller, you see it there. So this one it's a 6-switch set, just like Kim's sPOD. This is on Eugene, Daryl's Jeep. You've seen him before. You'll see him in our latest video of the step install. But anyway, so Daryl's running the Rough Country switch pod on his. And what do you think about it, Daryl?
I think it works fine for the price. I don't see a problem.
Do you remember what the price was for this one?
I'm thinking like 200.
All right, so it's in the middle of our group.
It is.
We've got the Voswitch, which comes in at $169 on Amazon, and so this thing's a little over 200. So what do you feel about the build quality of the box, the casing that it's in? Do you have any complaints with that?
The one complaint I do have is the switch, the latches leave a bit to be desired. They're not too much to them.
Gotcha.
They will come apart easily. Actually, this one came apart, and I had to put it back together.
Oh, you had to put your own pin in.
And bend it and make it work again.
But you can see the internals of these pods are pretty similar. Even though they're all priced very, very differently, they're still doing the same damn thing.
And there is absolutely no waterproof at all.
Yeah, for sure.
If it rains and the tire throws water, it's going to get wet. Well,
Gotcha.
maybe not that much.
Yeah.
But there's no waterproofing at all.
So I see, yeah, one of the differences is the sPOD has some rubber gasketing around it, so they just kind of leave it out of that. But for the price, it's much more affordable than the sPOD. So if you're looking for a switch controller, it's definitely an option for you. Any issues with the controller itself that's mounted inside?
No, none. It fits good. It's up against the roof. The one thing I would like for it to be better is the switches themselves, because it's just a blue light. You can't get a different color light, and there's
Gotcha.
no indication of which switch
Does
operates
what
light.
Gotcha. They all look the same. They all say RC on them. You can see the button on the side there on the left-hand side. That actually cuts the lights on and off if you don't want to look at them, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, you can see it still fits nice and clean in there. Yeah, so there you can see them light up. So I mean, it's a good looking blue color, but if your rig isn't set up for blue, say what if you're running red accents, maybe you would want that option for other colors. So, but again, for 200 bucks, saving you about $400 over the sPOD. All right, thanks, Daryl.
Thank you.
All right, guys, for the final switch controller in this video, we're going to be looking at Bella, and Bella has the sPOD. So the sPOD has a screw similar to the Voswitch, and it feels much more secure. All right, so when the sPOD comes off, you can see it's sealed around. So this metal cover actually goes down over these blocks and kind of makes a barrier to keep water out. You'll see we also have a hookup for the G screen, because we are going to be using the Genesis dual battery system. So the cool thing about the sPOD is that it is easier to get to a lot of the terminals, and I think it's running through a much more complex circuitry system for protection. So this thing, it really is a different animal than the Voswitch and the MLC-6, but I do want to go inside and voice some of my displeasure with the sPOD. So as far as this thing is made in America, and as far as circuitry protection and doing exactly what it needs to do and doing it very, very efficiently, and also having support from other industry products such as the Genesis dual battery system, this thing here is pretty awesome. So let's go check out inside. All right guys, so we're inside Bella now, and so you'll notice the sPOD doesn't look like the standard sPOD that has 8 switches, because we actually bought the version that will house the G screen once we hook up the Genesis dual battery system. So this one looks a little different, but you still have a push button here to turn on your lights. Now, what I don't like about these buttons is once I click that, it lights up a little ugly decal. Can you see that? I mean, that's just super ugly. So, I mean, it does work. The light does come through the decal, but it just makes it really, I just think it's ugly. So, it blows my mind that in a $600 product, they couldn't throw in the aftermarket $5 rocker panel switches. They have them on their website for sale for $5.50 each, but you have to be really careful because it calculates some kind of weird shipping when you try to pay for those online. So you may want to send them a message and get them to send you those rocker panels. But again, for 600 bucks, it's hard to think that they couldn't have thrown some of those in instead of these sheets of ugly decals, because this one came in at a much heftier price point than any of the others. Again, I'll reiterate, the Voswitch was $169. It came with 12 switches. It came with the actual switches themselves, so that if one goes bad, I can pull it out and put another one in. It came with extra wires. The Country MLC-6 came with none of that, and the sPOD came with none of that as well, at a $600 price tag. I think the Country MLC-6 is about $250, and then this is 600 and something. So the sPOD is still the king of the crop. It's the best. It's the one that you go to if money's no object, and you're really going to be doing some crazy stuff and putting some different systems on your Jeep, like the dual battery setup, because you can integrate that right here. But if you're just going to be controlling some lights and maybe some lockers, if it were me, I would go with the Voswitch. I think the Voswitch is by far the best bang for the buck. You get the most for the money, and it looks the best inside the Jeep. So guys, that is my quick little switch controller shootout. Again, the Voswitch is my favorite, but if you're going to be doing some real stuff with your Jeep and trying to live out in the wild and things like that, and overland, the sPOD is probably still the top of the mountain. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps you make a decision.